Hey, welcome back to the lab. I am quarterback coach Sam Fisher from Throw to Win Quarterbacks.
And I'm Morey Croson from the Performance Lab, otherwise known as the Mechanic. And we're here to do another quarterback breakdown.
Let's get to work.
Do it. That fast external rotation in his leg. So like right away he's already here, really turned out. And from there it kind of makes it so the weight is probably further out to the left just because of all that external rotation that happened there. So now when he's transitioning back, it seems like he kind of pushes that hip back to the right.
Wow.
So now his
That
whole
back leg's behind.
yeah, it's like kind of straight, and then his you can kind of see it better from the front here.
It's almost like he puts it
Where
almost directly behind his
yeah.
left leg.
And so now his hip is kind of shifted over to the right side. And it'll shift more as he goes through, and then the left kind of shoulder, I guess, like drops down. So this is all shortening, and this is all kind of pushing over to the side from here on. But he generates so much force from really this part forward, or this part up. So you can see as he's coming through, gets all that stretch, and now he really pushes.
Ripping through.
Ow.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it comes in his arm too. Whoa. So that rotator cuff, you know, is really strong.
I see the thing. So it's interesting. He's not stepping at all, and you would think that he'd compensate with that right leg getting caught up evenly, but he oversteps with that right leg really bad. I mean, he's like falling down a hill.
Well, I was telling him, so this is his sixth throw, so I was telling him, like, man, you have so much left in the tank because you're not even using your right hip. So I was really trying to stress to use the right hip.
To get through it?
Yeah.
Well, man, he would need to use more of the left hip to even get, I mean, I don't think he's using any left hip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a crazy follow through. I mean, talk about, he's rotating, but it's so uneven. It's like he's falling down a stair. My first thought would be just his push off. I don't think he's gotten any lift from that left foot. All he's done is just kind of turned it to rotate. I would work on him really attacking a throw more, work on a stride, getting through the zone, which will allow, because he has so much rotation on that back leg, to really catch up to that lift. He has the type of body where he can really stride, and it can be a great thing for him because he can even up on that second platform pretty even.
Okay.
If you allowed his left leg to move, the hips would follow, and they'd land in a line. They'd land in a straight platform, on a straight platform. And it also can be a dangerous thing because he's staying put, moving his body, and which is causing his left leg to really lock up. If he gets hit, that's a hyperextension. That's a busted knee.
Yep.
There's no bend in that knee at all.
Yep.
There's not a lot of stability happening there.
And that's something that we definitely talked about as well, is making sure that, because he starts in a good spot, it's nice and bent, but he uses that a lot too to generate force, that left leg. And he ends up in such a hyperextended spot right there, like you said.
He's pushing the ball back well. I like his separation. He's pushing a little bit to the left. His eyes are off target right there. I'd like to see him a little more even, where his head's actually down the scope and his chest is really turned to the left. Obviously that comes with a little bit of rotation that happens, but I still think he's a little pulled left. And now this follow through is going to be so over exaggerated because his left foot hasn't gone anywhere. So.
See, to me, he talks about, one of the big things that he wanted to focus on when coming in was, I guess, accuracy issues. And to me, like that position right there, it's really tough to be accurate just because you have so much, you're at such a huge line here, and where the ball release is and where your eyes are at two totally different angles. So it's tough to really connect the two in that position. Plus, he's trying to produce so much force with his arm that it's hard to really control all that. If you can use your body more to produce force rather than your arm, then you have a much greater chance of being more accurate.
Yeah, he's using his right peripheral to really get that target zoned in. I would stress him just attacking much more in a linear way. His left shoulder is pulling way left right off the bat. It's pulling way left, and there goes the shoulder. The head and the chest will follow. So when he releases that ball, that chest and head are so far left. There's not a scope with his shoulder. You know, when you throw the ball, you want to line that shoulder up. You want to be able to get through the zone with that shoulder and arm through here, and he's pulling it here.
Yeah.
So his head's actually turned, and he's in a place with wanting to throw left, but he's trying to throw straight, and that's not going to be a good. That's not going to be a good way to stay active.
And I actually think he's generating force by bringing his head over to the side, because you can see, I mean, watch these last few frames here, so you can see how the muscle, look at this muscle right here, that trap, how it's pretty relaxed, and then as he goes through, he's about to throw. Yeah, look at how active that thing is. Yeah. So his head's way out to the side. It's generating all that force from the shoulder and really not using very much of the hips too. And we can look back on that side view, which is always a good one. And you can see.
It looks like he's looking at you.
Yeah, almost is. You can see how the hips, and this is one thing that we started working on, is trying to get those hips at a even platform. So you can see that right here, that left one's really high and that right one is dropped below it. And that's a lot of times what will happen over time when you do this is you actually change how your body is anatomically. So your left hip will always be higher than your right hip, especially when you start challenging the core, trying to get the glute max to be active. And so that was one of the key things that we focused on, was helping him to keep stability at the hips while he's moving his arms, while he's trying to keep a stable position within the spine and the core. And that's something that he really struggled with, just because of how used to he is of allowing those hips to kind of drop off.